Hey, what's up? Today I want to make a video regarding 5 things you should think about if you want to make money with photos you take on your phone. So with stock photography, I was thinking, it was like, well, I have a decent phone. It's not the top of the line flagship camera. It's a Google Pixel 3a. It takes wonderful photos. Doesn't have the fanciest lens, but in the portrait mode, you can get some really nice blurry backgrounds. And I'm like, let's see if I can take some photos on my phone and see if they'll sell on Shutterstock and an Adobe. And in both cases, I've been able to sell photos on both platforms from my phone, and they've been accepted with no problems. But there should be 5 things that you should consider before you take those photos and submit them. So the first one is the resolution requirement. Most camera phone nowadays, I would say, would meet this requirement no problem. I believe on Shutterstock it was 4 megapixels, which most cell phone cameras are actually much higher than that now, especially if you have a nice phone. So yes, check your megapixels on your phone, shoot at the highest resolution possible. The second one, lighting is key. With a nice cell phone camera, there are still some limitations depending if you have a special app that can control the manual settings of the camera. You might have issues with motion, and if it's a poorly lit area, your camera will probably have a slower shutter speed, and you might have blurry photos, and that will cause your photos to be rejected. So make sure that you have good lighting. With good lighting, your cell phone cameras can take, like, hands down, really sharp and clear photos that would not have any issues submitting them to stock photography. The third point is low light and high speed action. That speaks for anything with photography. With your camera phone, there's limitations to setting the settings, as well as the sensor size makes it probably not as good for low light. Although there are newer phones now with amazing low light capabilities, but it's just things to keep in mind that noise and artifacts will get flagged on when you submit to Shutterstock and Adobe Stock. And for high action, if there's not enough light and you have a high speed moving subject, they might appear blurry in the photo, and then it might get rejected for being a blurry or out of focus photo. The fourth thing to think in mind, or keep in mind, is if you have portrait mode or some sort of shallow depth of field mode, that gives you some creative options to take creative photos on your phone. Use that to your advantage. With the Google Pixel, the portrait mode can blur out the background like no tomorrow with the image processing that applies afterwards. As long as your subject is clear, you can get some beautiful photos. I'll show you some of the ones that I sold on Adobe Stock and Shutterstock, and some of them had that blurry background from using portrait mode, while the other ones I just used my regular camera. And the fifth thing to consider is just a matter of taking good photos. Plan what you're taking a picture of with your phone. Not everything is meant to be a stock photo. With the COVID situation happening, I was pretty bored around the house. I haven't shot many photos recently, so I took my phone. I looked for stuff around my house that I thought might make a good stock photo. For example, I took pictures of a chess set, a wooden chess set that I had. I also took a picture of these letter boards and arranged different words on it, like opening soon, opening in June, opening in July, opening in August, coming soon. And there's this letter board that I bought at the dollar store. I put it on a bookshelf, and we had an IKEA plant beside it, and it would just look like a nice hipster setup, something that a store or a website might be able to use to do some promotion. And yeah, like that photo actually sold on both websites, and it was actually my highest download price per photo that I got was from those cell phone photos versus the ones I took on DSLRs or my mirrorless cameras. So it's not a matter of the camera that you take the photo on. If you take a good photo that people are looking for it, and if you have a good idea, you can use a good lighting. For my first tip, you can get some pretty amazing images from your phone that people are gonna want to buy. So this is just coming from me. I've just been experimenting with stock photography. If you haven't watched my other video, I do a comparison between Adobe stock with Shutterstock, just my past experience with in the last 8 months. In no way am I an expert. I'm just sharing with you what my experiences are on both platforms and what I've been able to learn or try out, especially with this mobile photography. So I'll just go to show you a couple photos I had that made money. This is on Adobe stock. These 4 photos that are in the gray square indicates the 4 photos I actually took using my cell phone. I got this letterboard from Dollarama, just made different arrangements with it on different surfaces and on the bookshelf, and sure enough, there has been downloads for these couple of photos. And on Shutterstock as well, those 3 chess photos are actually from chess pieces I took with my Google Pixel 3a, and I used portrait mode to get some of the blur. And sure enough, those are some of the photos I have sold, and I'm not getting rich from selling these photos, but they definitely have been downloaded a few times. And yeah, it's cool just to be able to see that you can earn a couple dollar from pictures that you take on your phone. So don't dismiss the ability to create with your phone. You don't need a DSLR or fancy lenses. As long as you have the idea and you can think of something that people can want to buy a picture of or have a use of, then go ahead and take it. Don't waste time thinking too much about it. Just try it out. That's the approach that I went with this experiment with these photos, and sure enough, they didn't take any effort. There are things that I had around the house, and yeah, I was able to make a couple of dollars from it. Hopefully, right now I'm not at the point where the amount of hours I put into keyword it, all the photos, it's not worth it, but I guess in the long run, it's a long game. If I continue making a couple of dollars every month from these photos, it's a pretty sweet gig, I guess, because once it's online, unless Shutterstock or Adobe stock goes under. So it's kind of a one-time cost. So if you're interested in signing up, I have referral links in the description below. If you want to try submitting a couple pictures on Shutterstock, you can use the referral link. That'll help a lot. And yeah, download the Shutterstock contributor app. You can get it on your phone, and you can actually just upload photos directly from your phone. You don't even need a computer. So that's another benefit of going the Shutterstock route. And you can watch my other video to see the difference in what you can get out of each photo between Shutterstock and Adobe stock. Yeah, let me know if you want me to make a video on this topic or something else, and I'll see you in the next one. All right.